From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Carl Konevsky.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, December 28th, a New Jersey teenager charged in a fatal shooting at Delaware State University is out on bail. An attorney for lawyer Braden requested bail modification at a hearing last Friday. Braden pleaded not guilty earlier this month to second-degree murder in connection to the death of 17-year-old Shalita Middleton of Washington, D.C. Another student was wounded in the ankle in the shooting. As a condition of his release, Braden has to keep daily phone contact with the Delaware Department of Correction until an electronic GPS monitoring device is placed on him. Braden's next court appearance is scheduled for January 15th. A Wilmington man who stabbed a teenager to death has been sentenced to 22 years in prison. Sakana Walls pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the stabbing death of 18-year-old Omar Hardin, but maintains that he was only defending himself against Hardin and is guilty only of not seeking medical help. But prosecutors say it wasn't a self-defense case, noting that Walls stabbed Hardin 10 times with a Rambo-style knife that was 7 or 8 inches long and had a serrated edge. As hundreds of thousands gather for the funeral of former Pakistan Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, members of Delaware's congressional delegation condemn her assassination.
Senator Biden says the assassination marks a terrible day for Pakistan, noting that, like her father before her, Bhutto gave her life fighting for democracy. Senator Carper echoed Biden, saying Bhutto held true to her firm commitment to build a secular, sustainable democracy in Pakistan, and Congressman Castle said Bhutto's murder is a tragic development for the democratic process around the world.
Coming up, a New Jersey man gives I-95 rest stop a whole new meaning. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
A local man who says he was sexually abused as a child by a priest says his attacker is being protected in a cover-up, forcing the victim to sue.
Back in October, Michael Stoughton contacted the Catholic Diocese of Charlotte, North Carolina, saying one of their priests, Reverend Albert Gondek, pastor of Our Lady of the Rosary Catholic Church in Lexington, sexually abused him at a camp more than 40 years ago. Word came earlier this week that an internal investigation cleared Gondek and the church would take no action. Stoughton says had Gondek been removed from the church and contact with children, he wouldn't have pursued court action.
All I wanted to do was protect the young children in North Carolina from having the experience what I experienced. No young child should have to tremble under the covers at camp at night, afraid that someone is going to walk through the door and molest them.
Stoughton's attorney, Tom Newberger, says the inquiry holds no credibility with him.
What kind of Keystone Cops investigation never interviewed the victim? The kind of sham investigation that occurs when the fox is guarding the chicken house. The kind of sham investigation that doesn't care about the truth, but instead wants to engage in a cover-up.
Newberger expects to file suit sometime next year.
The Wilmington Police Vice Unit has wrapped up a 6-month drug investigation with the arrest of a city man. Police raided the North Franklin Place home of Clarence Fat Gus Mitchell yesterday. Using a search warrant, police seized several handguns, a BMW, a Buick, a Jeep Cherokee, and 130 grams of cocaine valued at more than $13,000. Police say the investigation revealed the cocaine was destined to be sold in the area of 8th and Monroe Streets. State police say a New Jersey man is facing a careless driving charge after his SUV slammed into a restaurant at the I-95 service area. Police say David Chapman's GMC Envoy jumped a curb and hit the wall of the Roy Rogers around 9:30 Thursday morning, throwing 2 patrons to the floor. County building inspectors determined there was no structural damage and the restaurant stayed open. Damage to the building is estimated at $15,000. 2 local losing streaks come to an end. Details in a moment when WDEL Sports and AccuWeather hit your way.
When it comes to flooring, great style doesn't have to be expensive, especially when you shop at Carpet One Floor & Home. Our 1,000-store buying power gives you the best prices on hardwood, carpet, tile, laminate, and more, including brands you'll find exclusively at Carpet One Floor & Home, like Liz Claiborne Home, Good Housekeeping with Resista, and Lee's, all with guaranteed installation and no payments for 1 year. See how easy it is to find your perfect style. Shop in store, online, or in-home, only at Carpet One Floor & Home.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL sports, after losing 4 straight games at the Nike tournament in Phoenix without Elena Deladon, Ursuline Academy seemed glad to be back in Delaware. Still without Deladon, who's sidelined with mono, Ursuline whipped St. John the Baptist of New York 48-26 in the Diamond State Classic. The Raiders will face host St. Elizabeth in Saturday's semifinal. The Vikings knocked off Central Dauphin of Pennsylvania 52-45. Elsewhere in the Diamond State Classic in the Grotto Pizza Cup, Middletown topped Caravelle 48-36. On the boys' side, Glasgow hung with one of the top teams in New Jersey, but a fourth-quarter rally came up short as the Dragons fell to Linden, New Jersey, 66-62. The Dragons trailed by 12 at the half of the first-round game at the Bay Ball Classic at Cape Henlopen High School. In other games involving Delaware teams, Sanford downed Delaware Valley Charter 61-50. The Bullis School of Maryland got by Charter School of Wilmington 52-44. Tatnall knocked off Cape Henlopen 48-39. Hudson whipped St. Mary's of Maryland 57-45, and Putnam City, Oklahoma topped Woodbridge 66-54. Joffrey Lupul scored a pair of goals to lift the Flyers to a 4-1 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs to end a 6-game losing skid last night. Jeff Carter and Daniel Briere also scored for the Flyers, who got a pair of assists from Randy Jones. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. Today, sun gives way to increasing clouds, a high of 48 degrees. Clouds and periods of rain tonight with a low down to 39. Tomorrow, the rain will end early. Clouds will give way to some sun. We'll have a high of 54 degrees. Then on Sunday, cloudy skies, chance of rain again, a high of 45. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 a.m. And get WDEL text alerts sent to your cell phone. Sign up at WDEL.com. I'm Carl Konevsky in for Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.